good story. How long do we have?
The first night we met, we went to the show, and then a few of us went back to Michelle's house. We had like a nightcap at her house, and when I left, Michelle walked me to the door, and I thought that really meant a lot to me. She walked me out, and then I was walking down the hallway toward the elevator, and something inspired me to look back. And I looked back, and Michelle was still in the doorway, and she was smiling, and we like caught one last look at each other, and that was it for me. I was like right there. I was like, damn. We hit it off that night, and I guess the rest is history.
We spent years together. We were in Tokyo the following 2 months after that, and started traveling. And Greg's dream had been this barber truck for I don't know how long when I came into the picture.
My name is Gregory Bell, and I am a co-founder of the Barber Truck.
I'm Michelle Van Ruben, and I'm running the Barber Truck together with Greg Bell.
So she does all things marketing, social media, promotion, and a little bit of everything in between.
So do you both say WeHo or West Hollywood?
Did you say WeHo?
I mix it up. I find my posts will bounce back and forth between WeHo and West Hollywood, yeah.
I've always loved barbershops. I grew up loving going to it was like one of my favorite things to do was going to my barbershop, every other week, and had the same barber all through childhood. And I think I've always missed that, right? Like I feel like I've kind of lost that, and going to the barber went from being like a pleasurable thing that I looked forward to like, oh, I got to get my hair cut again. This is going to be stressful. So it was like 4 years ago, I was living and working in San Francisco at Airbnb. And it's one of those tech offices that everything comes to you. So the workspace is really designed that you don't have to leave that often. And with the exception of a barber shop, and I just started researching, and there's a few examples out there in California, but nothing that looked and felt like this. So decided I just wanted to do it and go for it and make it. I have a co-founder, a former mentor of mine. I pitched him this idea and just said, what do you think about this? And he really liked it. And he said, if you want to do this, I'll help you develop it. We purchased a Ford step van, and we converted it into this. And again, it was just like a 2-3 year R&D process where we slowly converted this into a barbershop. How we got into business together was really sort of serendipitous and lucky for me. Michelle was in the process of like a career change and transition. She'd been working in real estate marketing for a long time. It just wasn't fulfilling her and serving her. So she actually made a really brave move to get out of that. It wasn't making her happy. And as she was getting ready to get back out there, COVID hit, and there's just like nobody's really hiring, right? And it's right around the time when we're opening, and we needed so much help. And Michelle is such a brilliant marketing mind, and she was marketing this international real estate company, and just asked her for help. I said, I need some help, and she came on board and is doing all of our social media and marketing, and has just helped consult with us on our website and pretty much everything. And then I love hospitality and design and creating. My co-founder, Bryn Jedlick, and I at first set out to do it ourselves. We've both been working in boutique hotels our entire careers. We thought we had learned enough along the way that we could piece it together ourselves and design it ourselves, and we got about halfway through the process, and then we just started disagreeing on some stuff. So we decided, why don't we bring in a professional? Coincidentally, I had gone to a hotel in Hollywood called Gold Diggers just for a drink. I was like, this is how I want the barber truck to look. This is it. This is the design we're looking for. And I immediately called my business partner, and he took a look at it, and we're like, all right, so what should we do next? We got to track this person down and pitch it to her. I didn't think in a million years. I mean, she's used to doing like celebrity homes and boutique hotels and projects like that. Didn't think in a million years she'd be interested in a 200 square foot barber truck. But we like cold called her and just pitched her the concept, and she really leaned into it to our surprise and delight. And she's like, "This sounds really cool. I'd love to do it." So Tiffany Howell, she owns a company called Night Palm.
Oh, there's so much I love about this truck. First off, that feminine touch that Tiffany added to that traditional barbershop feel. So this is the fresh take, and because we're running services for all humans, men, women, children, I think that was a key element in bringing the whole feel together.
We wanted a departure from the traditional barbershop look and feel and atmosphere. Nothing against the traditional barbershop, but we felt like most barbershops do it that way, and it's like masculine and it's old school. We wanted this to feel more like boutique hotel. Branding was also very important for us, and we're not in this to just do one barber truck. We want to create a company, we want to create a brand. So our logo, our concept, our vision, we wanted to dial that in and lock that in. So we worked with a branding company called Reverb, and Bryn and I have both had experience working with them in the hotel industry. We just really love how they can help tell a story and a narrative around a brand, and we collaborated with them on coming up with our first color palette and logo and brand. And they created a lookbook for us, and sort of the words that our tagline to describe the barber truck Los Angeles and future barber trucks is refined West Coast cool. Refined in the way that it's we want this to be a high-end experience, but without taking ourselves too seriously. Still a little bit relaxed and chill for the SoCal vibe. I do need to give a lot of credit to Bryn and his wife Catherine. Catherine is also a designer. They came up with this, in collaboration with Tiffany, came up with this color scheme, and this color is called Hague Blue. And I didn't really see the vision at first, but the Hague Blue really came to life, and it's the exterior paint of the truck, and everybody loves Hague Blue.
We have an art collaboration with Society 6 that we are so grateful for. They have curated a beautiful collection of local Los Angeles art. We have 3 mirrors, and behind each of them, you'll see it on the outside of the truck, we have photography from a gentleman called Lee Jeffries, and he's based in the UK, and he photographs really very thought of emotion-stirring images of homeless people. Part of our business is to be able to give back to the community. So we do have an outreach program, and that will feature helping homeless people. Jason's thing, that's our creative director, is he believes a haircut can change someone's life. So that's kind of a testament to that ethos of ours.
He's helped so many people out. Literally, it started, a couple people, we literally turned their lives around, and it started with a haircut. He puts somebody in a chair, he cuts their hair, he learns about their story, and then helps them get back on their feet. So we were really inspired by that, and we wanted to join that movement. So, as we grow and as we're allowed, we will start to take this truck around to different parts of town and do those haircuts for the homeless. So, to tie that all back to the art, we sort of wanted to pay a tribute to Jason and to that work that we're going to do. And Lee Jeffries was a perfect fit. His photography is just incredible.
There's one last art piece actually on the back side of the truck is a mural by a local street artist named Thank You X, and we've got, I think it's 6 panels, right?
Yeah.
6 panels that are interchangeable and customizable for different events or brands who might want to take over. But for now, we've got this beautiful mural on the side of the truck. Neither of us have a barbering or cosmetology background. We do rely a lot on our dream team of a staff that all come from years and years of experience running a barbershop. Actually, Hugo, our main man, Samantha, Hope, Court, and Jason Steinman is a creative director who we brought on. He's his brand is the Men's Groomer, and he does James Corden's hair for the Late Late Show. So he's been pinnacle in helping us around like spacing of the chairs, how to set up the shop, and we've been learning from our team on a daily basis.
Sort of the third key piece of bringing all this to life was finding and bringing Jason on board as like the hair industry consultant, right? Like he's been in it his whole life, and that was the missing piece for my co-founder and I, and we brought on Jason to kind of to fill that and tell us how to lay out and operate this type of business. The target was actually February, and that was right when all this started to heat up. So we were like days away from opening when we decided to not do that and just wait it out. The original concept was really to solve that problem that I mentioned before, where it was stressful to go get a haircut. So it was like taking all the stress out of that by bringing a mobile barbershop to your doorstep. So literally, if you're working professional, on your lunch break, you can go down the elevator and get a haircut, and you're right back to work, no stress. That was the original concept, and we would take the truck around to different businesses and business parks Monday through Friday. And then nights and weekends, we would do events, conferences, festivals. I mean, we were talking about bringing this thing to Coachella and Stagecoach, weddings, stuff like that. So that was the original business concept. Now, none of that's happening. People aren't going to work, people are working from home. There's clearly no big events and festivals. COVID-19 has obviously forced us to adapt and to evolve.
Two things people had been craving the most over quarantine or lockdown was a cocktail and a haircut. So if we could combine the two.
We had to decide, like, what can we do? And clearly hair doesn't stop growing, and people still need haircuts, and people are on Zoom meetings every day and such. So people were reaching out to us every day, saying like, are you open? Can we get haircuts? So we knew that there was a demand there on one side from customers, and there's also a lot of barbers who need work that have been out of work for a while. So we wanted to match that.
We started in Santa Monica beach cities around Venice, just reaching out to different restaurants and seeing if they'd be open to us coming in to do a weekend pop-up and help enhance their welcome back programming. I got in touch with Tom Sopit, the owner here at Employees Only, pitched that same concept on an email. 2 hours later, we were on the phone. The next day, Greg and I came out to see him and meet Tom and the team and check out the place. That Friday, we were here, opening for the first time ever.
I was nervous because I had to drive the truck from our parking space in El Segundo to West Hollywood. And, I was looking at the map, like, what turns am I going to have to make? Like, which route am I going to take? Hell no, I'm not driving this thing on the freeway.
It was really amazing to be an observer with the truck having its debut, kind of cruised and see people's faces light up along the street. And when we stopped at the stoplight, I'm behind him, and you'll see people on the corner be like, "Wow, it's so cool," and taking photos.
So that was giving me a lot of stress. Like, what if I crash the thing before I even get it to Employees Only? We had a couple meter spots, but the street is on a slope. So when it pulled up, like, the entire truck was like leaning this way. And I'm like, oh my God, we can't even do this.
Our first test as a couple running this business. We are both organizers and arrangers, so we'll be in here and like trying to make everything, optimize the space and move things around, and we won't always agree on what the other person says. Well, this should go here. I'm like, I don't think it should go over here, but maybe a little bit more openness to other ideas. But we've like.
She always wins, by the way.
No.
When we opened the barber truck, we experienced a bit of Murphy's Law, where stuff just wasn't working properly, and the systems weren't, like, technology, nothing was working, and it definitely tests your patience. We were pushed to the limit several times when we were just like literally the two of us setting up the shop, setting up all the systems, just like, and nothing's working and everything's breaking down, and we have to keep a happy demeanor in front of our customers, but behind the scenes, we're like, nothing's fucking working.
Aircon went down, not to like list it all, but like add heat to the mix, and that just puts you in a whole place.
We only slept in separate rooms about 3 times over the time, but it did happen. Honestly, the yoga was our saving grace. Again, Joe at Urban 728 does he throughout the lockdown, he did 2 complimentary classes via live stream, and we did it we only missed like 2 days out of like 80, and it was our saving grace. It was like our like reset. Michelle took a cooking class, And we every night we were making dinner too. Well, I was sort of just like her sous chef, like helping out where I could. But and that was like dinner time was a really kind of like a healing process for us too.
We have grown so much and learned so many things about each other. We've been stretched to our limits, but also through that's how you learn through your trials ultimately. So it's given us a perfect container to create the relationship that we want for ourselves, and to be in business together is truly a dream come true. To be here and pursue what was originally his passion, and to kind of come on board and now share that with him has been really incredible.
It was frustrating. It was, we finally started feeling like we were getting some momentum, and the community really enjoyed this, and we were getting some repeat customers, and then I was like back into lockdown, so it was hard.
Our barbers were adept to cutting hair outside. We had a whole system down. We took a week off. I think we shut down the shop just to feel out people's level of comfort and make sure that our barbers were comfortable opening again.
We were always going to offer outdoor haircuts, and we never intended on like building an entire shop like this outdoors, but we have these 2 outdoor stations that kind of pop out right outside of this wall here. But we thought that would be an edge case for like festivals and events, and just like if we needed overflow. But it quickly became like the thing.
Built a stage outdoors, and we were able to recreate the indoor barbershop outside. And we were probably one of the first shops in LA, I believe, to offer that outdoor haircut. This little community of summer social clubness, I mean, everyone's become, we've got a wonderful friendship with the guys at Employees Only and all the different businesses that have come in. So it's just been really fulfilling.
A weekend became a month became 2 months, 2 months is going to become 8 months.
First off, I think being here in the heart of West Hollywood, where a lot of the activism was taking place and protests going on all around along Sunset Boulevard, to be a part of it. First off, to shut down our business and stand in solidarity and take a moment to amplify melanated voices and learn for ourselves what was going on. Everything weighed extremely heavy on our hearts as we learned what was happening, and to learn about systemic racism that hadn't really been talked about before, or had always been kind of hush pushed to the side. So to now have that exposed and to be a part of what we see every day was, we can't stand for this anymore. We were walking at one point and a full-on dance party broke out, and just to be with everyone and kind of express all the feels and still stand for something, but to be able to celebrate it also in that space.
All the community support too, like all the local businesses, just like giving out food and water, and all the children, and a lot of kids out there walking. It was all the whole spectacle was one of the most inspiring things I've seen.
Coming from 2 immigrant parents can certainly relate, but on the level that it's now being exposed and revealed, what a time to be alive that this change is going to be implemented during our, I guess, lifetime, hopefully, and we can be a part of it. I think that through the pandemic, we now have a greater appreciation for the power of community and the foundation of all that in human connection, being so far removed from that, isolated in our homes. And now to come out and be a platform and force for good, it makes you appreciate that community so much more. This community in particular has been so welcoming and warm to us. We're huge proponents of being able to give back, especially in business, and to have a platform that allows us to do that has been great. So we'd love to hear from the West Hollywood community, and we'd love to invite you to come check us out and have a conversation. We'd love to get to know you.